много бегает, вот сдалека, с дистанции бьет. Такого высокого соперника у нас не было. 193 сантиметра.
Высокий, да.
Да, более 190 рост, руки длинные, ноги длинные, выбрасывает. Ну, опять-таки, надо будет за ним бегать, собирать его. Надо будет хватать, собирать, валить. Тяжелый бой будет. И скоро 35.
Он идет с первого же года, да, получается?
91 октября, скоро 35 будет. Все вместе, стилистический возраст, это все, я считаю, что будет тяжелый бой. Ну, нелегкий бой. Ну, я всегда их готовлю к тяжелому бою. И Умара, и Усмана, и Ислама. Я им всегда говорю, на вас, ребята, настраиваются по-другому. На вас, ребята, настраиваются вообще по-другому. Это всегда так бывает. Если они готовились бы на условно там на Пратеса или Моралеса, они бы готовились по-другому. Там, а здесь уже у них энергетика, все. Если они проявят себя против вас, они становятся сразу автоматически звездами. Так что...
Да.
Мухбосебу, севе грузи таве. Стоять сверху, стремана. Молодец. Ислам на ковер. Вот, суета нужна, суета, стрелецка.
Бедро не бывает так, чтобы вы сами зашли. Это надо, что чуть соперник ваш на глазах чуть надавил. Вот, давит.
Хорошо.
The world of MMA woke up to the seismic shift between Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry. The Dagestani fighter has his eyes fixed on one opponent's blueprint. What began as whispers in gyms and social feeds has the sport buzzing with questions. Is this a tactical observation, a psychological chess move, or the opening gambit of a fight that could reshape lightweight hierarchies? Makhachev's training sessions read like a curriculum tailored for a boxer with a pedigree. Long, methodical rounds on the heavy bag, controlled boxing with sparring partners, and closed-circuit work inside the octagon refined his takedown setups and cage control. Each element serves a purpose. The bag develops single-shot impact and rhythm, partner drills force him to adapt to unpredictable counters, and the cage forces transitions between striking and grappling so that every punch, step, and takedown flows as one calculated continuum. Sparring is where Makhachev's game plan comes alive. Measured rounds with diverse partners let him alternate between surgical distance control and explosive chain wrestling. He runs rhythm drills with southpaws to iron out angles, light contact boxing sparring to sharpen timing and counterpunching, then ramps intensity with heavier, game-planned sessions that simulate Garry's pressure and pace. Coaches stop and start rounds to dissect posture, footwork, and shot selection, forcing micro-adjustments that become instinctual. Sharpening his skills even further, pad work forms a bridge between live resistance and surgical precision. Makhachev steps to a pad holder who sets a strict tempo and range, then answers with crisp, hip-driven combos that echo the timing he just tested under pressure. Coaches pepper corrections between bursts, turning each clap of leather into immediate feedback, so the instincts honed in sparring translate cleanly into the exact snap and timing the pad's demand. But Makhachev's conditioning doesn't stop there. He takes it to the mountains of Dagestan. On dawn jogs up steep trails, lungs burning as the thin air forces each stride to feel heavier and every recovery breath to become a skill. He mixes tempo intervals with long, steady climbs, sprinting between cairns to simulate fight bursts, and then settling into extended endurance runs that force posture and breathing to stay tight when fatigue sets in. By the time he descends back to the gym, the legs that held him on the trail translate into a fighter whose movement, takedown defense, and punch output remain relentless when the cage pressure intensifies.
Yep.
And
then after that, you have Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Garry for the welterweight, which is a sick fight because I remember the back in the good old days, I would see your ass fight 3 times in a year. Just boom, boom, boom. Like you defending the belt multiple times in a fucking year. So you got to see your favorite athlete and your favorite champion fight so often. But now you're lucky to see Islam fight once a year or
it's hard,
shit,
man.
even it's just hard. But the fact that we get to see him, fight Ian Garry, that's going to be a sick fucking fight. Sick fight.
I think from what I've seen with Ian Garry, he's a guy that can get it done. Again, Islam is one of the greatest to ever do it in this game. He's dominant in his field, and now he's at welterweight.
Izzy's reaction captures the excitement and rarity of a matchup like Makhachev versus Garry, and it echoes through the fighter's training camp. When a competitor who once fought multiple times a year now appears only rarely, every session must count. Those mountain runs, pad rounds, and cage sparring aren't just conditioning, they're preservation and optimization for a single high-stakes night. Knowing this could be his one big outing of the year sharpens the focus in every drill. Sparring simulates Garry's pressure, so reps matter. Pad work converts learned timing into knockout-ready snaps. And uphill cardio ensures he can impose his wrestling across 5 rounds.
Sharp. He's fast. He's focused. He wants this more than he wants oxygen in his fucking lungs. That's how bad he wants it. Islam's been at the top, moved up, won the belt, champ. How much more does he want it? He can't go out there and lose, but does he want it as bad as Ian Garry?
You got to kill Islam to beat Islam. You got to kill him. And
I don't think so. I think you can beat him in a decision.
You could.
That's what I think is going to happen. I think Ian Garry,
I think you have to kill Ian to beat him.
So, okay, Islam keeps shooting for takedowns. How long can Garry keep stuffing him? Keep staying away. How long? The whole 5 rounds?
I think he can last. I think Islam will gas before Ian. I don't know. I have a feeling Ian's winning.
Yeah, I
feel it as well.
You feel that?
And I don't mean to just be an anti-Makhachev guy as usual, but I feel it as well. Imagine, like, if you would have told me like 6 months ago, within a 2-month period, Topuria is going to lose to Gaethje and Makhachev's going to lose to Ian Garry, I wouldn't fucking believe you. I wouldn't.
Sean O'Malley's takes the hype meter into a wager. He reads Garry as a relentless challenger and casts doubts on whether even Makhachev's relentlessness can outlast him. The second guessing fuels the Russian fighter's training camp. Every drill answers the questions of durability and finish. Takedown reps become Thai-centered conditioning, and pad rounds sharpen rapid-fire entries so shots land before his opponent can evade. Makhachev's instincts and gas tank are calibrated to erase the very scenario Sean fears.
And he's annoyingly confident.
Annoyingly
so crazy confident that I don't think this is going to be like, because JDM's a bit of a shy guy.
Yep.
So the moment could have got to him a little bit. And there's other matchups with people where they go in there and they don't look their best. But Ian Garry is going to rise to the occasion every time. He's got that type of energy about him where he thinks this is already in the bag and Makhachev shouldn't even be in there with him. Like, that's the energy as a contender he's going to have. Go for it, Schmidt.
That's just where I get nervous because if Islam, what happens if Islam just smothers Garry?
And it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Who has Ian fought that's a really high level wrestler? Like, I just can't think.
Off the top of the dome.
Bilal's the best grappler he's fought.
Was it Neil?
Legit. I mean,
isn't Neil Magny a black belt or something?
Yeah, but not like
not the best takedowns.
Additionally, O'Malley points to Garry's brash confidence as a variable that shapes Makhachev's preparation. Knowing Garry fights like he already owns, the result forces Makhachev's camp to practice disruption and control rather than ego-driven exchanges. Training, therefore, emphasizes smothering clinch sequences and short-range scrambling to blunt that forward energy, plus repeated takedown chains drilled from awkward angles so confidence won't translate into clean escapes. Coaches also run high-pressure sparring where challengers come out loud and aggressive, teaching Makhachev to absorb bursts, reset position, and turn momentum into control, instead of trading showy shots.
Do you guys have someone in the gym mimicking Ian Garry's style? Do you have like long people that are going to be just trying to fight in a similar style to him? Or would you usually prepare for someone with a bit of a strange style like Ian Garry's?
Really, we don't really have anybody like that. I mean, his training partner, one of them is Usman, who's the PFL champion, lightweight champion. He's phenomenal. So he'd want to be one of the most, the best sparring partner he can actually really want to have. Is Usman. Usman's at another level, and people that have never seen him, and they should tune into this kid because he's special, and I get the privilege of watching him spar all the time, and I get to see him do things that are unbelievable. So Usman would be the one individual that can mimic almost anybody on the stand-up part, but yeah, so he would be the closest to Ian Garry for us.
On the other hand, Javier Mendez highlights how camp substitutes scarcity with elite imitation. When a gym lacks a perfect stylistic mirror for a long, tricky striker like Ian Garry, they lean on their best all-around sparring talent to approximate the challenge. That changes training emphasis. Sessions prioritize exposing Makhachev to length, awkward angles, and the kind of pace a confident boxer brings, while also using Usman's elite instincts to push reaction drills, counters, and defensive resets.
What do you make of Islam's thoughts on Ian Garry and also just this challenge of overcoming this frustrating style that he brings into the octagon against you guys?
Well, for Islam, like I've mentioned, he's so good everywhere that he doesn't propose propose. He doesn't pose a particular style that Islam can't handle. So that's why Islam says what he says, because no one's been able to give Islam issues on how he wants to spar. No one. He's been able to dictate how he wants to. So the only one in the past was Khabib, and that's when Khabib made him grapple. But other than that, no one. And I've never seen it from anybody, and I don't think Ian's going to be able to dictate how the fight's going to go. I think he's going to have to fight where he can fight, but he's not going to dictate. He's not. Islam is going to cut him off. He's going to do whatever he needs to do what he wants to do. It's going to be Islam's way, not Ian's way. It's going to be Islam's way. How that's going to happen, I don't know. We will wait to go into the fight, but we'll be prepared for him, and we're not underestimating. We'd be foolish to do so because...
Furthermore, Mendes sees Makhachev's confidence as born from versatility. Rather than ceding control, training focuses on the tools that let Islam dictate the fight. Cut-off drills to neutralize Garry's movement, takedown chains rehearsed from multiple entries, so transitions remain seamless, and positional sparring that enforces top pressure instead of reacting to Garry's rhythm.
Who do you think keeps their fight going? Like, is it going to be Ian Garry's fight the whole fight, or is it going to be Islam keep it? Because for me, I feel like it's going to be Ian Garry doing Ian Garry and kind of it's going to make it his kind of fight.
I think it's going to be Ian Garry doing Ian Garry until maybe the end of some of the early rounds, and then maybe Makhachev ends round 1 on his back, but doesn't get the choke, and maybe he gets a takedown and he's on top, but not doing crazy damage. But then I think as it goes on, Ian's damage will maybe pile up on Makhachev, and we could be looking at a late finish or a decision. Dude, it could be crazy. Imagine Ian Garry.
On the flip side, MMA Guru has a back-and-forth scenario that directly feeds into how the fight may play out. In the early rounds, Garry asserts his boxing and movement, forcing Makhachev to weather pressure and pick his movements. Then a mid to late game plan where Makhachev pursues control and gradual accumulation. Training answers that script with mixed phase work, with sessions that let Makhachev absorb and reset under heavy early stand-up, short takedown bursts to finish rounds safe on top, and protracted positional sparring to build the attrition that could tilt late. Mayhem Miller's insight breaks the matchup into contrast and consequence. He stresses Islam's raw Dagestani strength and submission threat, which means camp drills, powerful clutch entries, heavy head and arm control work, and short, explosive takedown chains to capitalize on strength advantages. At the same time, Mayhem highlights Garry's rangy switch stance kickboxing and constant motion, so training layers in anti-striker tactics, distance management drills, angled cutoffs, and clinch resets that stop the dance before it becomes a scoring advantage. In comparison, Dan Hardy frames this matchup as pedigree versus promise. Hardy's kryptonite comment points the team towards sharpening universal threats while also preparing for Garry's improving ground game. Practices lean into elite wrestling rounds, tight positional drilling that echoes Dagestani pressure, and striking sequences designed to create takedown openings. Training in a gym full of killers means Makhachev is both the target and the standard, so the camp fine-tunes his edge rather than reinventing his approach. All the mountain miles, pad claps, sparring wars, and cage repetitions distill into one night where preparation meets chaos. Whether Garry's movement tests, Makhachev's timing, or the latter's pressure turns the contest into a grinding puzzle, the real story is how a camp converted doubt into drills and turned stylistic questions into practiced answers. Come fight night, those rehearsed habits will decide whether the challenger's swagger holds or the champion's system prevails. Which it will be remains the sport's irresistible uncertainty. Let us know what your thoughts are about the training camp and subscribe so that you don't miss out on more exciting content.